A lot of people shared their view with me in my previous post, so I thought of sharing an update. As I expected, he is adamant in his stance. He was also a bit upset that I made him bring up the topic of his late wife, as he doesn't like talking about her. I think he just doesn't like remembering that she's dead. But he also understood that I could have doubts about his commitment and where I stand in his life. I'm not quoting him exactly, but he said something like this: "My words have meaning, and because of this, you know when I make a promise, I mean it. I said that I will stay with you forever, so I will stay with you forever. If you want a ring, I will give you a ring. If you want to wear a pretty dress, we could get you a pretty dress. But please don't make me go against my word, because if I do, nothing I say will mean anything anymore. I could promise to love you and maybe stop loving you one day, and you cannot hold it against me. Mary was my first love after a string of broken relationships. I love the way I love because I learned it from her. I am who I am because of what I had experienced before. Please understand that sort of impact in my life. I have never compared you to her. I have never actively brought her up in our conversations. I don't even keep mementos of her in our home. I know he keeps them in the bank, out of respect for you. So why do you question my commitment towards you?" I honestly don't know how to respond at the end of that. My mind went completely blank, and I felt like an idiot. I bawled my eyes out, and he just comforted me. We live in a country where de facto partners have the same legal rights as married couples, so I wasn't worried about those issues. I guess I just really needed to hear him affirm his feelings towards me. Those who commented that I merely want a wedding could be right as well. Maybe what I wanted was just the grandiosity of a wedding. So that's something I have to think about. And also, I won't lie that I was extremely jealous of his late wife. Resentment for her is definitely something I should also think about. Someone said couples therapy, but I think the one that actually needs therapy is me. But yeah, that's about it. I'm probably staying because I know he loves me, and I do love him. Lots of introspection for myself from here on. Thank you everyone for your kind comments and suggestions. I hope you have a lovely day. Top comments. Comment 1. Kittens and wood chipper made me laugh so hard. You are right, it is a total mess. I'm a widow and my BF is a widower. Only a widower can understand what my life is now. That said, this dude won't get married because he made a promise to his dead wife. That's wild. If she didn't want him to marry again, I'm pretty sure she would not love that he's banging OP. People are weird. If you date the widowed, you have to be okay with accepting that the dead person likely left on good terms, and you need to respect that they existed. And the kids, if any, need you to respect their dead parent. That is a lot, and it takes a certain kind of person. But there are crazy and weird widows, just like there are bizarre people. Don't cut up with their crap just because they are widowed. Just toss that kitten in the wood chipper and call it a day. Comment 2. I completely agree. I can't help but feel what OP's partner is doing here is essentially treating OP like the glorified affair partner in a way. I wonder if he ever discussed this promise he made to his late wife in therapy, because it doesn't seem like he's actually dealt with many aspects of her passing in a completely healthy way. I don't blame the late wife. Facing death at a young age is an incomprehensible thing, and you can say things out of fear and grief that you wouldn't normally say with a clear mind. Add palliative medication to that mix, and you can get some very irrational and emotional statements towards the end. At the end of the day, I think if he's the one who made the promise, he should be the one to see what he's putting of P through and fair. The answer is to let her go to find what she truly wants in life. Getting upset over her questioning his commitment and bringing up his late wife is simply unfair. He's treating his ability to love almost as a rigid ranking system and shifting all the blame onto a promise he made to his late wife, rather than examining his own feelings. His grief is valid, but it is his grief to manage at the end of the day. IDK, there's something about this whole situation that makes me suspicious of OP's partner's honesty and integrity, since he seems so resistant to open communication on this topic. I mean, what else would he decide his late wife might not approve of? A fancy couple's vacation for an anniversary? Getting a pet? Buying a nicer house together? This is not a one-issue problem. I personally would find this entire relationship untenable.